Hi, everybody. Welcome to another website training video. This one will show you how to update your pages. So I have successfully logged into Starpoint Central School District's website, and I can see that I have because my sign in has turned to an account. So I'm going to click on that and take me to my site manager. Site manager looks a little different if you haven't been here in a little bit. There's really not much difference to it. It's simply just a few color differences and that there's still things over here on the left and there's still your pages here on the right. You have some common tools over here. We really haven't used comments, and then there are some statistics here that have been here for a little while. I do want to show you that this site I'm using is a fictitious one. Name The name was Paul Quinn, so that's not me. But it's just a kind of a training one to show you some things. The first thing I wanted to show you is that if you have access to any pages on starpointcsd.org, they will show up over here. So besides my teacher page that I'm currently on, I have access to the 8th grade class trip because I'm responsible for that. And I have access to the student handbook. Let's say I was on a student handbook committee. So if you are a phys ed teacher, you might have access to a phys ed area, but these areas are over here. Please contact your website coordinator if there's areas you believe you should have access to that you do not, so they can give them to you. So the basic way to update our pages are this. The way that the school world was organized is a little different than how Blackboard is organized. Blackboard is organized by pages and sections. So we have these sections that I'm responsible for. You can see it says section workspace. And then underneath, I have a list of pages here. So you can see I have a couple things here that I have. So I'm going to go to my Mr. Quinn's World, which is my teacher page. And you can see I only have a home page. I don't have anything on it yet. If you are working on a page with someone else, you can simply click on editors and viewers and assign users yourself. So if you have a co-teacher or you have one page that a bunch of you have access to, you can assign your own users by clicking on this tool right here. I'm going to go back to the summary here at the beginning, and I'm going to go to my home page. I can create new pages by simply clicking on this, and I might want to, they have an About Teacher page. They have some preloaded ones that you can try out. I usually stick with the blank pages because then I can do what I want with them. So I'll click on that, and I'll call this, let's say I were to call it homework. Hit save and exit, and now it's added it there. Now, if I don't like the order of these, I can simply hit organize pages, and then I can drag and drop the order to change. I can make them sub pages. See how that kind of put a little inlet in there? Or I can take them out and put them in their own spot. So I can organize as my pages, or just sort them A to Z by clicking on that, and it'll reorganize them. So that's a quick way to update and organize the pages that you have. So when I want to see what it is that I've done, I can simply go up to this little thing that says view website. And when I click on that, it'll show me what it is that my website looks like. So that's important with formatting and getting it the way that you want it. So I'm going to go to the home page and edit it. Whenever we're going to edit a page, we click on it and this thing slides in from the left. And it doesn't look like there's anything there, and there really isn't. What we have on the right are two things: different apps that we can drag in and edit them. And then if we click on layout, some different layouts that we can have, multiple columns, columns with different sections. So you can play around with these to see what they look like. So if I were to click this, you can see that it gave me two spaces for a column. If I were to click three, it gives me three. If I were to click this, you can see I have all these different sections to do that. I'm going to stick with just the basic one. I'm going to go back to my apps. 99.9% of the time, the app that you're going to use to be able to update your website is simply this content app. So I just click and hold it, and I'm going to drag it over into the box where I want it. And now it gives me a content app there. If I wanted to have, let's say, a list of files, I would drag this in, and it would, as I move different apps, it allows me to put them where I want them. Now, if I were to change the layout in the middle of this and I wanted two columns, you can see I can then take these apps that are already there and move them or put them in different spots here. So I can do that very easily. So I'm going to trash this one if I don't like it. Hit yes. And I'm going to go into my content app after I change my layout back the way that I want it. And when I hit this little pencil, what opens up is it kind of looks like a Word or a Google Doc, and it has all these different things. If you hover over them, it will tell you what they do. You can add images if you want. You can insert files if you want. You can add links if you want. But you can bullets and toolbox. They have a whole bunch of stuff in here that you can put your email address and dates and all kinds of things in here. The thing to remember when you're doing this is that when you're typing, let's say I was going to give a message to somebody that I was Mr. Quinn. So I do that, and then when I hit save, I'm going to X this app out, and you can see that I can see that here. I always like to hit this little preview button that's right up here to see what it looks like. And you can see that the font and how it looks a little different sometimes than what you'll see in the text box. If I want to see what it looks like on a mobile device, I can click on that and it will show me how it looks. So that's kind of neat. So that's the basic way you'll update your pages. Please don't forget to hit save. One other little kind of tidbit or trick I can tell you that besides these little pages that are here, you'll see there's active buttons over here and some actions. I'm able to turn these pages off and on. So if I've created a long page about, let's say, about a project I was working on and I wanted to turn it off, I would just simply hit this and then it does not appear on the page anymore. So if I go to view website, you can see that that homework spot is gone. That's useful for summertime if you don't want things up or during times when you're not working on projects. Over here are some different actions. As I click on these, you can see I can get a link to a specific page if I want to send that out. I can copy them and move them. I can delete them. The set viewers I really don't need because everyone has access to these pages in the public. Um, Edit page is the same as clicking on this link here. But page options, when I click on page options, it gives me some things that I can do. I can actually change the name if I want. I can hide it if I don't want it. I can show pages always nested under the home page. I can, when someone clicks on that, I can take them somewhere else. So let's say I had a project Google site and I wanted them to go there. When they click on the home, I can put that in there. And I always tell people whenever you're sending somewhere else, someone always have them open it up in a new window so they don't have to hit the back button. I can choose the display duration of how long I want a page to appear. I can add a background image somewhere behind the page if I'd like, and I tile it if I want. And then under advanced, there's some things here that I would rather you not mess around with unless you understand them, to be as, I guess, blunt as I can. So those are the basics of editing your page. I don't want to get too more in depth than that. I will tell you that there are some new applications that have been added. So if you're someone that's been doing this for a little while, anything you'll see with a puzzle piece is a custom application that we have had access to. Google Folder has been added. Icons that are horizontal and icons that are vertical have been added. This MMG is a multimedia gallery that you can add. So these apps are try and fail. So if you see something here that you might want to try or use, you can go right ahead and use that. So that's the basics of updating your page. Hopefully you'll be able to do that successfully. Again, if you have any problems, you can fill out a website help ticket that's linked in the training doc or contact one of your website coordinators for help.